All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today we continue on at Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. He finds an opening past the 40. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a first carry for their fullback. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
Now, how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
No. Check. Patriot!
On 1st and 10, Kennedy. And his throw is incomplete. Jake Butt, the tight end, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
No. Check. Patriot!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Kennedy. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, Kennedy. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes going deep here for Watkins. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Slow.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City 1st.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mahomes now on 1st down. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for Watkins that time, and now it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Ready, blue 45, blue 45.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Shoves him aside. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City 1st.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
On 1st down, Mahomes. This is caught. Watkins. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 26 yards. And the Chiefs are going to take a 1st quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, That's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Tight end right, tight end right. Here we go. Blue 45, blue 45.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
Left, left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Go get him, go get him, go get him. Black 58 rail, black 58 rail. Z, 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 Z. Let's go, D.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. And Butker able to put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Justin Houston able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. To throw on 3rd down, Kennedy. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Left, 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 left.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
3 down. Ace, ace.
Now Hunt. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Tight right. 4 down. Check.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He rifles one that's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long, pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Kennedy. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this 1st quarter.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Operating from the gun. Kennedy. Finding room inside the 40. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. On 3rd down, it's Burton. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. throwing on first down. Kennedy letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Jake Butt, 29 yards. And the Broncos draw a bit closer.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody. But those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out come the Chiefs now. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. Oh, the spin. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Hey, you got 3 down. Watch 14.
On 3rd down, it's Hunt, and he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Green 39. Green 39.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They go play fake. Mahomes on the move to his left. Looking deep for DeAnthony Thomas. And he fires one that's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
On 2nd down, Michel. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down. So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the gun, Kennedy. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. Operating from the gun, Kennedy. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And that is incomplete. Not that time for Watkins, and it's 3rd and 5.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ace!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The Pro Bowler, Chris Harris, is in on the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. kicker now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Kennedy to Michelle on the dump off. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On first down, Kennedy. He's going to air one out. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll try and sneak it here. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, got him halfway there. You don't see the sneak all that often from the 2-yard line because you definitely don't want to see your quarterback get clobbered. But you wonder if we might see the same play again.
They'll go with the keeper. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. This is 3rd and goal. This Chiefs defense, they're giving it all they got. It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. It's their quarterback in the final seconds of the first half, and the Broncos have cut it to within a score. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take it.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point right down the middle. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This will be taken in at the 1. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes, escaping the pressure right. Room to run past midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Hey, that's all day, baby. Your sock. Hey, take your socks out back to huddle. Socks out back to huddle.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Tight end right, tight end right. Ace, ace. Hunt.
Here's Hunt. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45. Hunt.
Now Mahomes. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Check 99.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. The extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
And all all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Broncos get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Here's a toss coming right. And he'll get in for the 2 points as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. This is fielded at the goal line. Thomas barreling ahead.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
This is Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he delivers a strike complete to Watkins. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Left, 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 left. Left, 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 left.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They run with Hunt. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
The Chiefs on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. Mahomes now to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And the kick by Butker is good. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michel. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Gun! Detroit!
To throw on second down, Kennedy. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
Gun! Here I come again. Gun! 53, check 53. Hey, here we go.
From the gun, Kennedy. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 42.
We got 4.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Check 56.
Mahomes to throw on second down. That one taken in by the former Bruin, Jordan Lasley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Mahomes now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a first and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4.
That's how we do it, baby.
Gonna need better protection here. Third and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. throw. It's Mahomes. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. He had it online, gave it a pretty good ride too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And Brandon, you know kickers very well. I'll bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Try to lay one up deep. It's caught at the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Deshaun Hamilton, 56 yards. And the Broncos draw a bit closer.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3. Detroit! Detroit! Hey, watch 28.
Here's a toss coming right. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the... Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
3 down. Left.
On the run, this is Hunt. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Where Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. He finds Lashley complete over the middle. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. Powering his way forward. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A huge play there on the screen pass. 46 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Hunt gets it on the draw from Mahomes. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 11 more on that one and another first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. The quick slant caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. He's going to get it running right. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And, Charles, when you catch that toss going right or left, really, but right in this instance, do you go straight for the pylon? Is that where you're going?
Well, typically you want to try and maneuver people a little bit so you have some space to get to the pylon. So I want to make sure I try and move them a little bit to the inside, and in this case to the left, so I can get to the right side and get to that pylon and wink at it as I go by.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the two-point conversion. Butker now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. On 1st and 10, Kennedy. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Kennedy. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Mario Edwards breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Hey, watch 13, watch 13. Ace.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
Partner, partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Kennedy. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 15. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
They run again with Hunt. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Hey. We got 4.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And this is caught by Watkins. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Slow. Check 59, Mike. Slow. Go, baby. Return up. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Z. Motion out of the backfield.
Mahomes going to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.